Hello, Jim Hodges here. Lexie here. Lexie is a German Shepherd who came in for our residency training program. She's almost 9 months of age. It is obvious working her that she came from a working line. You know, there's a show line and a working line. Working means typically high energy, high drives, strong, moderate to strong prey drive. She checks every one of those off the list. Doesn't mean she's not a good girl. She's a good girl. She's willing to learn. The biggest thing is when we have a high drive dog, we have to find an outlet. We've got to give them exercise, and we have to be ready to lead them a little bit more. We have to make sure that when we give her a command that she does it, okay? Probably more so than just a normal happy-go-lucky dog, because a high-driven dog is constantly looking to gratify themselves through their activity. Which is with a working dog, could be narcotics, could be agility, could be attack work, or what have you. They're built the way to move, move, move. It's all part of the working line. So she has got both English and German commands on her. We've been working with both. They're interchangeable. I will try to interchange with both as we're working here. It's real important that when you give a command with her that you know the command you're going to give her before you give it to her so you can react to it. Another thing about a high drive dog is, or a really high energy dog, it's real important to slow down and pause between training commands. I know in the beginning you want to work through and try to teach, but when we work real fast it just revs our dog up. And when it revs our dog up, they tend to become more and more distracted, at least in the beginning. Once you have a good training regimen going, they actually rev up to pay attention, which is fantastic when you get a dog to do that. She's a good girl. No real strong behaviors besides the prey drive. She likes to jump up on people. German Shepherds can intimidate people, whether they're aggressive or not. I don't see anything aggressive about Lexie, but it's real important that when she is around people, that we are the leader, we slow her down. Puppies and dogs learn from a very early age to jump on us, to nip on us, to lick on us, and do those things. In fact, we're really dog trainers and not even know it at that moment in time, because we're training them for the behaviors that we allow them to do, and it gratifies them. So we're going to start working. Watch my leash handling. Watch how short the leash is. It's important that we have a short leash. She's come a long, long way in 2 weeks. You ready, sweetheart? Let's go. Listen to my tone of voice. We want to engage her, okay? I tell people all the time, and it sounds crazy, but I want her to feel my energy, and I want to feel her energy. I want to talk to her almost telepathy, excuse me. We're trying to get to the point that we want her to connect with us, and we want to connect with her. Let's go. Girl. Atta girl. So I'm going to praise her. Remember my rule. We praise 20 times more than we bite. You notice I'm changing direction. It's real good for a dog that has a decision on where they want to go, that we start changing up our routine, as mentioned earlier, to get her to focus on us. You notice when I give her a little bit of leash, I always come back to low. Good girl. Atta girl. There's nothing wrong with praise. Seats. Good girl. Sit means sit. Seats in this case. She's in a sit command. She needs to hold it. One of the things I see with puppies, and she may do this here from time to time, is they tend to go to a floppy sit where their legs will cock out. I don't worry too much with it with puppies, but I start teaching dogs to sit properly. So we've worked with this. You will see me tell her to straighten here in a minute, and that's because she's done the sloppy sit. I don't keep them in sit forever. I do ask them to hold the sit until I'm ready to release them. Typically 5 seconds, 15, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Good girl. If she did not sit just then, or if she moved when I started moving, I would tap up and I would say, no, or fooey. Fooey is my no command. And then I would repeat, seats. See the little butt? Straight. Good girl. I don't know if you saw that. If you'll replay it, you'll see. Good girl. Even when I provide a slight consequence, I'm always going to praise her on the back end Not as much as if she did it right the first time, but I'm trying to let her know that she did good, I'm happy with her, I love her, all that good stuff. Break or break it, either one. Good girl. So when I do break, look at her, she's coming to me, okay? We are trying to use every advantage we can to have our dog start to be able to do a recall. We're also trying to use every advantage to make her think that life is great with us. You can have a treat in your hand if you want. I've got treats in my pocket right now. I use them selectively except on the recall commands or when I just want to give a treat. When I do give treats, I don't, except for with the recall or the come command, if we're doing sit or down, I don't telegraph that I have a treat. I'm not trying to get her to work for the treat. She's doing the command for me, and then the treat is just like a tip or a byproduct of her doing a command the way I want her to do it. The only exception, of course, is the come and then teaching new commands. So we did the SIT. Come on, sweetie, let's go. So next, plots. That's from the side, hand signal, that's down or plots. We tell her to plot, she's to lay down, and she has to stay there until we release her. She cannot smell the ground, all right? Exception, when she's off work she can smell the ground, or we put her in a plots stay or glide. But she's not supposed to smell the ground. If she was here for 2 or 3 minutes, it'd be natural for her, I probably wouldn't get on her. But if I was to have her there for 2 or 3 minutes, I would probably put the stay command on her. Stay is an open palm right in front of her nose. Good girl. So watch the B-R-E-A-K again. Break. Atta girl, good girl. So when we're learning, it's always important that we try to give our praise, words, touch, toy, treat, in the moment she does what we ask, not before, because if we give praise too soon, she may not complete the command. And if we have to provide a consequence, we do it in the moment she breaks it. Everything in the beginning, when we do it in the moment, we start to educate her what our words mean. I think most everyone can know or knows that when they have a puppy, in the beginning, they tell it no, the puppy reacts, but before long it goes in one ear and out the other. That's because our dogs realize that no means nothing from us. Now it does. When we say no or phooey, there's going to be a tap of the leash. Now, let's go back around right here. Seats. Good. Down or plots, hand signal like this. From the side is here. Now, if she did not plots. We had a lot of rain last night. When it rains, it brings a lot of sense up to the surface. So I told her to down. So here. We'll come back to that. She comes and sits. Good girl. Right, let's go. So, plots. Now, if she didn't down then, I would take the leash and I would tap towards the ground. I would go phooey, no, plots. Short leash, quick tap. Not trying to intimidate or dominate. We've talked about levels of consequence. We never want to get her to fear us or feel intimidated by us. It's a light tap, and we only go where we need to go, okay? Just like Mom would or another dog in the pack. So if she didn't down, it'd be tapped towards the ground. If she didn't sit, it would be a tap straight up above her head. Now when we're walking, and she starts moving in a direction that we don't want her, she's not following us, we would tap her in the direction we want her to go, which is in a normal walking command. We're tapping her right back here to us. Atta girl. See how she's watching? We want to reward that. Not only do we give praise 20 times more than we buy, it's nice to let her know, oh, good girl. I've got it in my hand. I'm not going to give it to her right now. I will in a second. It's nice to let her know that watching us is a good thing, and it has its rewards at times. Break. Let's go, sweetheart. So we had the here command. That's the come. We're going to work on it a little bit more. But one of the things that I want to do, here. See, she was not in a structured command. Atta girl, good girl. But I asked her to come. Break. That's just like the break command. I'm trying to teach her that, again, coming to me is a great thing. So when we get ready to start the come command now, or the here command, is on leash, we're in a position to tell her what we want. We tell her to here. It can be from a stationary position to begin with, not too far. Start off at 3 or 4 feet and move longer, okay? And the reason we start off at a short distance is to make sure we get our command the way we want it, so she's not going all over the place. We start at 10 feet, she may naturally get off course, but if we start at 3 to 4 feet, she comes to where we want. Our here command on leash is just like this. And I have a treat for her, and I use treats an awful lot for the come commands or the recall commands. I've got a target here, she comes, she sits, and then I treat her. If I treated her before I broke her and she got up, it would be a no sit and I would bite up. Let's go, baby. 6. Good girl. So watch. Here. She comes, she sits. Atta girl. Good girl. I'm so proud of you. Break. Okay? So if she didn't come to me then, I would tap her to me. If she came and didn't sit or broke the sit, I would, and when I tapped her to me, it'd be no come or fooey come, but, or here. But if she didn't sit when she got to me, I would tap above and it became a sit violation, if you will. When she's completely off leash, and we want to do this in the house and only after we've done this recall over and over and over. She's out in the yard. If you have a fenced-in yard, people at home, what we want to do is we never tell her to come unless we know she's going to come. How do we do that? Well, the first few hundred times, we don't say come. We get her attention. Lexie, hey girl, here. Notice if you go back, got her girl, break. Notice if you go back and watch the video, I told her to come as she was committed to me, okay? She was running to me. She decided she wanted to come. I told her to come, trying to provide a little impetus to her wanting to come to us and hear a word, get a treat, and think of the come off leash as a positive. I'll never ever off leash, and we start this in the house, okay? We do it in the house from one room to another, down a hallway or what have you, and we're building repetitions, okay? I would never have her come to me off leash and punish her. Punish her can be a couple of things. She was chewing something, we bite her. We don't call her to us and chew and bite. We don't call her to us and then put her up, because that is a negative consequence to her trusting us to come. We always have her come, we pet her, we love her, and then we go about life, we break, we walk around for 2 or 3 minutes, then we put her up if we need to, okay? We want to disassociate the come to doing something that she may not be crazy about doing, okay? So that's how we do that, the here or the come command. Let's go. Kitty cat, here we go. Back. Good girl, bat in this place. I point at the bed, she can lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what she, no, place. So I bet her because she started to step off. This is a little bit of a test, but it's a good test. She needs that and she knows how to handle it. When first day or two, she would have never stayed there with a cat walking right by. She has really come a long way. But if she does something once, I don't care if it's the place, the sit, or down. If she does something wrong, she's going to do it over and over again until you fix it. Good girl. Right, let's go. So the next thing is the sits. So she's in a sit. If she didn't do it, I would have bitten her straight up. Fooey, sits. Now we have the foos or the heel command. The heel command is we have a box here beside us. It's her job to stay in that box when we're moving. If we stop, she sits automatically. It's our job to keep her in the box. So it's foos or heel, foos. We take a few steps, we stop. In the beginning, we don't want to go miles and miles in the heel command. We're trying to teach our dog to focus on us. And if we go 10, 15, 20 yards in the beginning, they're going to forget that, okay? So we keep it short and simple. Foos, and she's still watching the cat. I step off, see how she, no, so now she's getting ready to go to the bed there. So she started to go to the bed, we're going to turn right back around. We finished the foos, heel. We're going to come right back by the bed and see if she wants to. Good girl. So you can see she likes the bed. She wants to go to the bed whenever she can. The bed or the bedding or the place, break, is a command that you can be the leader but allows her to relax. She can stay on that bed for a couple hours at a time. But What happened just there? I started walking. If you didn't see it, she started to go to the bed. She moved out of the foos. I tapped her right back in. And normally when they make a mistake like that, or I make a mistake like that, I come back and try to do a couple of successful ones. Foos. Notice she wasn't sitting down there. Come on, baby. Foos. Good girl. We turn, we turn. Good girl. 2 times in a row. Great. When our dog messes up or we mess up, we try to repeat it for a couple of times in a row to let her know what we want is right or what she did was not the way we wanted it, okay? Another thing is when she does something wrong, I said this earlier, make note of it. It's going to happen again and again. Get in front of it as a dog trainer and stop it. If she does something right, put a word to it and now you have a new command. All right, baby, let's go. Let's go or hurrah. And now we're going to load up our hup. Good girl. She wanted to smell the stuff, but she got up. Atta girl. Break. Six. Good. Let's go. Plots. Good. See what happens when you start to work a little fast. She was anticipating me either breaking her or come. I think it was a come because I had my hand right here. Break. See? Good girl. Let's go. Here. Good. Good girl. Break. Atta girl. Like I said, she's 9 months old. She's learning. She wants to learn. We have to work with her in a positive way, okay? I tell people all the time, you know, work 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. That's all part of real life. In the beginning, we work with her for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I try to work with her at least 10, 15 minutes a day. Normally, 1 time in, 1 time out, okay? Of course, I know life doesn't always present that, but that's a goal for you to try to do. When you're working with her, always stop on a positive note. Let her have fun, break her, give her a treat for something at the end that she can do well so she wants to do it again. Don't go for those long drawn out training sessions like we had here together because that's a lot. When, especially as summer's coming, we get much more over 15, 20 minutes. They start getting tired and they start messing up. What happens with us when we start getting tired? We mess up. She's a really good girl, okay? Last thing I want to show you is, because you do have grandchildren, we want to make sure she's on a leash, that she doesn't pull or go crazy to get to them. She has to be with us. And when we do tell her to say hey to them, okay, she does it nicely, okay? And what I would do is have your grandchildren hold their hand out so they can grow confident. She is not going to overpower them with excitement, not aggression, but excitement. When it is time to give a treat, I don't give a treat like this. I always open my hand. And when I go to open my hand, if she goes to reach for it or any dog, I will tap the leash and tell them no. I will not give them the treat until they're calm. She was a little go-getter in the beginning. She does really well now. Pray. Seats. Good girl. Saw how that worked? Good girl, praise, pet, love, pray. I broke, step away, and she came. Fantastic dog. If you need me, you give me a call. 336-945-3232. All follow-ups are free as long as you come to me, okay? I'm on Facebook, Jim Hodges Dog Training. I'm here to help. This is something I enjoy doing. It's a passion for me. I believe we all can be leaders, okay? But it's not just about treats. Treats are going to take forever, and treats are a wonderful tool, but it's just that, one of many tools we have to become the leader. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye-bye.